Hello, everyone. So, today I want to come in here and talk about something that I've been struggling with myself, and that is depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I don't get them as often as I used to. And I want to talk about it because I know a lot of people struggle with this illness, this mental illness. And there's no question to why. But when it comes in your life, it doesn't just leave immediately. I've been trying to walk with God because I didn't want to be in pain anymore. And it has helped me tremendously. Like, I had felt better. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I saw the news of this beautiful girl. She was an influencer and she was dealing with mental illness. And I want to be the voice to, give awareness of this thing that has taken over society. It's an illness of silence. You might be smiling today and tomorrow you want to take your life. And for some reason, for some people, it might mean that you have no reason for that. But the amount of pain that you feel inside of you that nothing seems to make you feel better is just out of this world. And unless you're holding on to God and somehow you're praying and giving Him space in your heart to heal that illness, you're not going to get through it by yourself. Because it's an evil demon that eats you alive. Little by little, it starts eating you alive. Mentally, physically, it's draining. And I can say that because I dealt with it almost my whole life, on and off. And, my last relationship kind of left me even worse than I was. And every single time I gave myself to someone, it made it worse. But you see, the thing with this illness is we can easily point fingers and blame other people for the way we feel. But little do you know, it's just starts building inside of you, trauma after trauma and problems after problems and words after words, people belittling you and telling you that you're no good, you're not enough, what are you doing alive? You don't do anything good for your life. And I have heard those words in my life. And some people think that just being strong is enough. It's not. There comes a time in your life where being strong is not even an option anymore, because you just had enough of it. You had just about enough of people telling you how to feel, enough of people looking down on you because you don't feel okay, enough of people saying to you that you're a brat, that you only want attention, enough of the people you love, it's the same people giving you your back because they don't understand what's wrong with you. And this girl had her whole life ahead of her. And I'm pretty sure she left a lot of people broken. But you see, including myself, when we are alive, screaming our lungs for help, there's not a genuine person trying to really help. It's always someone trying to tell you how to feel. Everything is gonna be okay. Yeah, everything is gonna be okay maybe tomorrow, but how about today? Today, everything is not okay. How do I deal with this? You know what? That's the thing. People don't have the answer to your pain. The only person that can seriously help you is God. The answer is not in your loved ones. They wouldn't know what to do with you. Having to wake up with someone every day who have these on and off emotions, whether they're happy one day and the next day everything goes down the drain because they feel like they're no longer want to be here. And you think that maybe if some things changes and you start working out and you go to the gym and you do all these things to try to avoid that illness, that depression, that, but then you realize nothing you personally do it works, because this illness is seamless and it's spiritual. When your soul is hurt, it comes with contamination of all kinds. And this is not to be funny. It's nothing funny about having to go around faking a smile or telling everybody that you're okay, and then you come home and you want to end it all in one day. And you can be on top of the world one day. I know how it feels because I've been there. I've done it. And I don't like to talk about this much, but the last time I tried hurting myself was in 2017. And I can't stress enough how much I learned from that one mistake. And I'm not mean to say that I'm the stronger person when my worst comes. I'm not. It has taken a lot of my energy to stay alive. And you see, people think that staying alive, it's sort of like a game. If you stay alive, other people can be happy. Don't be selfish. Don't hurt yourself because you know you're gonna hurt your family. But you see, the thing people don't understand is which one of you are willing to put my shoes on one day and sit here and feel this pain? Which? None. So helping, it's not always about telling that person what they want to hear. It's giving them comfort and try to ease the pain, and praying and just not giving up. And please don't be mean or say unnecessary things because you're frustrated with this person. This is one of the reasons why I think I push people away, because I don't want people to see the ugly truth about me. And some people think because you're beautiful, you see, this girl is absolutely stunning. And a lot of people, society, would look at her and be like, she has everything. What can possibly be wrong? Yeah, because you think just because someone is beautiful, it don't mean they don't have issues. Beauty, it's only in the outside. What really matters is what you have inside. Why does it matter to be the most beautiful woman in the world, but you're broken? You're broken inside, and nothing seems to ease your pain. Not your kids, not your family, not your boyfriend or your husband. Nothing. What is the point? And you see, I can really relate to this situation. It really hit me because we have lost another life to the same thing. I believe it was last year or this year, I'm not sure exactly. We also lost a model. She was Spanish, to the same problem. And you see, everyone is worried about dumb things. Everyone is worried about the wrong things. But we're not worried about stopping this. If you have a family member or someone you know, please help. Try to find help. Don't sit there and assume that this person is okay just because one day they look normal to you. It's not something you just go to sleep and wake up and boom, it's over. No, this is a real struggle. This comes within yourself. The only way you can help is getting on your knees and praying for this life and letting God really, solve the issue. Going into medication and prescriptions and all the things is not gonna work. It won't help, believe me. I always try to avoid the medications because I know it's not going to help me. So why even try? Just because you see, the ugly truth about being beautiful is the fact that you can lie to people. It's almost a deceiving thing if you don't know. It's like people will look at you, and no matter how you feel inside, they will assume that you should be okay because you're beautiful and you have so much to live for. People need to wake up. Satan is not playing with neither of us. This is not about beauty. This is not about that expensive car that you have parked outside. This is not about a $15,000 home or more. Obviously, more than that. It's not about any of these things. It's about how broken you are and how much willing is people out there willing to try to fix this issue by putting someone in prayers and trying to uplift that person. You see, social media is not always your best friend, because there's people out there that they don't know what you're going through, and they assume that it's okay to go on someone's page and bully them and tell them things that you should probably not say. You see, one thing about me, like when it comes to social media, even if I'm not like agreeing to certain type of posts that someone made, I don't go bullying that person or testing them, because you don't know what people are going through. And depression is real. And just like the Bible said, our word has power. When you misuse your words, even how angry you are on someone who has depression, you either kill them or you uplift them. There's no in between. And it might be the last time you see this person. So please remind yourself to tell your loved ones every day that you love them. Because this illness, it's not your friend, and it can hit anybody at any given time. It doesn't matter. How you could be on top of the world one day and boom, everything it's gone. It's gone. Everything is gone. I've been there and done it. There's times that me personally, I'm the type of person that I'm not used to being happy very often. So there's times where I'm very happy that I start to worry, and I said, I know something bad is coming. Because mentally you get used to the pain, and when the pain is not there, you're calling it to still feel it. Even when you know that it's okay to feel normal, it's okay to heal, it's okay to move forward, you're claiming that pain back into your life. You're saying, why am I not feeling it? Because you accustomed to it. You like it. You're used to it, and you think it's normal, and you fit your soul to this illness every other day. And let me tell you, the worst day is when you have it's when you have those days where it goes for days, weeks, months, even a year, non-stop. And although you might go outside and smile, you come home to that broken feeling over and over and over. And then there's this voice in your head telling you, end it all. Why are you still fighting it? Nobody's gonna care. Why you still care to be here? You're gonna be in pain for the rest of your life, so might as well just end this feeling. You're good for nothing. Nobody loves you. Nobody appreciates you. Everyone is tired of you. Everyone is tired of dealing with this that you got going on. I know that, because those are the thoughts that a lot of these people with depression have in their mind every single time. It's that thought that keeps pushing you down and down and down, and you don't know what to do, and you're like, I'm here, I'm still here, but I don't know if I want to be here. I don't know if I want to keep feeling like this. I don't know, nothing works, nothing makes me happy. Hello, that's me. I feel like that sometimes. I feel like nothing can ease my pain. And I'm gonna be stupid to even say this, but I feel like not even God. And I know that's not true, because he's the only thing that can ease your pain. But you see, our minds, when we are in that mentality, in that stage, we don't think about anything but negative. Nothing, you don't see anything positive. So it's like God is that, like that small, bitty, small voice in your mind telling you, listen, don't do it. You have a lot more to live for. Remember your loved ones. Remember me. I gave you life. And you're here for a purpose. Much greater than you think. You don't need to keep suffering. You don't need to keep lying to yourself. You don't need to keep hiding. Just let me heal your wounds. And healing that wound, it's not easy. If you had depression your whole life, I'm here to tell you that you're not healing that in 3 days, unless God wants to do that. It would take time. And you have to be strong, because that wave of emotion is gonna come through. Some days are gonna be harder than others, but you have to have some self-control and management, and understand that hurting yourself and ending it all, it won't be the end of it. Because guess what? Yeah, the Bible talks about that dying is gaining, because you no longer have to deal with this surface. You don't have to deal with this physical anymore. But then guess what? If you go out of this world without accepting Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're gonna be tormented for eternity in hell. So it's not even worth it. It's a lot to put in together. And I know when you're in that moment, that's the last thing in your mind. It's, where is my soul going? It's a very simple question. If you never try to, do God's willingness in your life, you're gonna go to hell. There's just no in between. And it's sad to say that a lot of people give themselves comfort by saying, well, my loved one just passed away, and I'm pretty sure they're reunited with God. Who said who? Tell me one person that has come back from death and said, this is where I went. No one comes back to tell us exactly what happened next. The only book in the world that tells us exactly what happens after we die is the Bible. After you die, you don't have any conscience of the living. Your physical body, it's in a grave, buried 6 foot under, and you have no understanding of anything. And what was from Christ go back to him. And then it comes Judgment Day. And you know something? A lot of people don't know this, but one of the things that I'm most afraid about is going to hell. I'm afraid of that. And that's one thing that have kept me alive. It wasn't a family member. It wasn't a person. It's the fact that God gave me this life. And I be damned to lose it to go to hell. And the only time I'm gonna get a chance to make it right with him, it's now that I'm breathing, now that I'm alive. If I die or I kill myself, if I go, it's not about killing yourself. It's about leaving this physical world without Christ. That's what it's really about. And that scares me. it makes me feel really sad, because imagine being tortured alive while you here on earth. You get to experience pain. And not to say the pain that you're gonna feel in hell is nothing compared to the physical pain that we feel here. It's gonna be worse, maybe 100 times worse. Imagine burning on a fire for eternity. I really do pray to God. Believe it or not, I'm conscious about everything. I'm not the type of person to sit here and just think about myself. I think about the world every day. I said, how can I make it better? How can I help someone out there who's suffering right now, and give them a word of wisdom and tell them, not exactly, you don't always go telling someone who suffered that everything is going to be okay. You give them the word of God. That's the comfort. You give them the word that should comfort them. Not just sit there and say, everything is going to be okay. Yeah, everything will be okay. You're talking about the future, but what about now? What about what I'm feeling today? It doesn't count? Am I supposed to just wipe this feeling off and say, well, you know what? Forget it. Everything is fine. It's not fine. That's the problem. How about trying to face the situation instead of trying to hide it and act like it's not there? We need to acknowledge that depression is real, and it is there. It's livable. It's a feeling. It's stressful. It kills you. It literally kills you. I know that because it's been killing me. Softly and quietly, it's been killing me. Literally. It gets to a point where it becomes so much that you start to feel it physically. Your body starts to shut off. Literally. Little by little. You go to the doctor, your heart it's so much stress into it that you start having heart failure, kidney issues. Your hair start falling out. It's not a joke. This is a real disease, and people need to stop making it about, oh, it's all gonna be okay. No, it's not okay. Let's face the reality that no, things are not okay, and they're not gonna be okay until we realize who our enemy is. It's not the illness the enemy. It's the demons behind it. And the only way we're going to fight this is if we all understand that we need to get on our knees and pray for other people's life. And pray that God forgive them for what they have done. Because I really don't want to see anybody go to hell. I don't want to see my kids go to hell, my loved ones, the people I love, my boyfriend. I don't want to see anybody go to hell. And we wake up every day and we keep making the same mistakes. We're not trying to change it. And I suppose I don't have the answer to change the world. And I definitely don't have the answer to change that feeling. But it worried to me because I have a daughter myself. And I don't want her to grow up depressed. It would kill me to see someone I love so much have to go through this that I'm going through myself. This is not a joke. This is not just something you wake up and be like, I'm gonna change it, it's gonna be okay. No, guess what? Some days you don't even want to shower. Some days you don't want to eat. For instance, right? Last week, I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but it was nothing but the truth. I stopped eating for 2 days straight. No food in my stomach. And when I laid down in my bed, I felt so dizzy that I felt like my body was giving up on me. and I said, oh my God, I think I'm gonna die. And I felt like the strength, that it was beyond my own strength, that kept me alive. And I know that was God. He wants to be there in your life. He wants to help you. He wants to hear your issues. He wants to know what's your problem. Please speak to someone. Don't deal with this illness on your own. If you feel something, have someone that you can trust. Having a supporting system is really important when you're dealing with depression. And negative people and people who just tend to have their own issues, they're not good for you to be around, to be honest with you. And I know that sounds tough, but it is true. Like it said in the Bible, two blind people cannot guide each other, because one would fall into the hole and lead the other one, to fall the same way. You can't do it. If you need to find someone that you trust and that could be your supportive system, when you need to let this out, say it. And please, I advise people out there who know someone who has depression, talk with that person, check out on them. Even when you heard from them yesterday, try to figure out if you can hear from them today and be like, how you feeling, because believe it or not, it might seem really insignificant to you, but that might actually be you saving their life without you even knowing. Because the thing is, with people like us, including myself, we have abandonment issues. We have rejection issues. And it doesn't necessarily mean that other people rejected us. It could be we rejected ourselves because we tried to do something so bad and it didn't come out the way we wanted to. So that sort of became the problem. And it's not easy. And yeah, sometimes we get rejections from loved ones, friends, people that we care about. It never comes from a stranger. It comes from the people you know. And it's crazy, right? But one thing about people with depression, and I don't know much about this model who just took her life, but it said that she was out there trying to help people with the same issue. And that's exactly how I feel. I'm not good at giving myself advice, but I'm amazing giving other people advice. I'm good at uplifting other people because I know how it feels. I know how it feels sitting down in that pool of blood with that knife on your wrist. And the more you keep digging to it, the more satisfaction you feel, because you're like, I'm this close to probably ending it all, and you feel no pain at all. Because I done that before, where I cut myself so deeply that I was just literally meters away from touching my vein, and I felt absolute no pain. I felt like, wow, a release. But you see, once death comes, there's no going back. It's over. So that's what I mean. Don't wait for the last minute to say, I should have helped. I should have probably said something. I should have probably prayed for this person. Don't do that, because that's hypocrite. We as human beings, we have a chance to make a difference while a person is still breathing. When they're gone, there's nothing you can do. It's too late. It's gone. It's not, that person is not coming back. It doesn't matter how much tear you cry. Why didn't you shed those tears when that person was still breathing? You see, throughout my years, I know a lot of family members believe that I'm not an easy person to deal with. And I don't, that's why I'm mostly by myself, because I'm not trying to be anybody's burden. I'm not trying to be nobody's problem. I don't want to be too much of an issue in your life where I'm stressing you with my stress. But you see, I had to keep myself strong and understand that it's not always gonna be okay. And even though you might have this support system, people are not always gonna be there. So your last call is God. He's all we have. Literally. You can't depend on people to help you anyways all the time. But what I'm saying is, if you can help someone make a difference today in their life because of what they're dealing with, please do. Do not wait until you see them in a grave and you're sitting right in front of them and you're just there like emotionless because you're like, I could have done something. If I only knew this person felt like this. That's the problem. You wouldn't always know that person is going through depression. Because you see, depression is always masked by a smile. We smile. Why? Because we scared of letting the world know exactly how we feel. Because why? We're scared to be judged. We're scared that people are gonna think, oh, you're just doing that to call attention. Attention for what? The last thing that person really cares about is attention. It's more about how they feel. They're not good at expressing themselves or letting this go. They don't know how to ease this pain. So the way to go about it is doing this. And I'm not saying this is the answer. Please don't do it. Your life has a value today, tomorrow, and any other day. And just because it's not happening to you, it doesn't mean it can knock on your door. This is something that comes in a lot of shapes, years. It doesn't matter what age you are, how elevated you are in life, how much money you have in your bank account, or what you have. This thing has no face. We can't see it. It's an enemy that we've been attacking for centuries. Even medicine don't have the answer to depression. The answer is getting a psychologist to talk about it and help you, and somehow or medication. That's the only way. But the truth is, you might feel okay a few months, even years down the road with sitting there and telling someone your problem. But this problem is much deeper than just sitting there and saying, oh, it's depression. No. It's your soul being hurt. Your sinful life. The choices you make. The people who hurt you. And I just wanted to talk about this to bring awareness to a lot of people. And please, if you're going through it right now, reach out to someone, talk about it. Don't sit there and just tell yourself everything is gonna be okay. That usually never helps. The only thing, in my case, when I'm feeling really, really down, I do try to pray, even though it gets really hard because I'm in my world, in my head, in my emotion. But I try, killing that feeling by reading the Bible, talking to God, and letting Him know. When I'm in the Word, I feel better. It brings me comfort. I'm not gonna lie. It almost feels as if like I gotta depend on God for the rest of my life, because when He's not with me, I'm not attached to Him, so I'm exposed to be dealing with pretty much anything that comes my way. Prayer is your armor against evil. Praying and living through the willness of God and what He wants for your life. Do you really sit there and think that God wants us to cry every day and suffer and go to this amount of pain? And sometimes, unfortunately, He can't help us unless we let Him in. Because God is a gentleman. He's not going to force Himself into your life. This is a choice. This is the matter of a choice. It's a matter of a choice to walk with Satan, or it's a matter of a choice to walk with God. There's no in between. Neither of them, evil or good, cannot force into your life. It's all about making the right decisions for yourself and your life. Do you love God enough to understand that you cannot be in this world without Him? And I hope this helps someone out there. And please, if you feel sad or lonely or depressed, reach out to someone you trust, someone that you think might really help you get through it. And if the person is feeling suicidal, please call 911. There's a lot of phone numbers out there to call in case of an emergency. If you're feeling like this, I should probably advise myself to do the same thing. But like I said, I'm good at giving others advice. I don't always take my own advice. And I do tend to feel like this once in a while. I haven't felt like that in a long time, but I started to feel like that again, where I felt depressed and I wanted to end it all. And then God uplifted me. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I gave you life and you're here for a reason. I never told you it was going to be easy. I never said that this walk was supposed to be, heaven only. It's supposed to be heaven and hell. Just knowing that even when you go through hell, while you're still breathing, you're still in portion of my heaven in you. Knowing that I will ease your pain. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. So if you're feeling worthless right now and hopeless and you don't know what to do, just reach out to God. He's the only person, or the only, that can help you. I hope this helps someone. God bless you and have a nice day. Amen.